Everybody is a little bit overwhelmed with mindfulness. Everyone says mindfulness, 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 right? And it actually can be a really, really helpful tool. It doesn't have to be anything deep. When I experience anything like negative thoughts, like, oh, I can't do this, I'm never gonna achieve this goal, or I get really, really anxious, I literally just stop. I close my eyes, I take a deep breath, and I say, I am capable. And the feelings that I am feeling right now, be it anxiety or fear, is because I have been conditioned to believe that I am not capable, but I am. No matter what happens, no matter the outcome, I know that I did my best and things will work out the way that they are supposed to. It has no bearing on my worth or what I could do in the future. There we go. And so I was very frustrated with my parents because they kept flipping it as how could you do this to us? How could you do this to the people that you love? And in that state of mind where it really is survival, it really is tunnel vision. It is fight or flight. I don't want to be here. This place, this earth is not safe to me. I want to leave. There's nothing that they could have said. There's nothing that they could have done in that moment to convince me that I belonged here on this earth. And so then pivoting it to them about how much it would hurt them and talking about them and me, it just felt selfish and I felt unsupported.
It's like more pressure
Yeah.
on top of like, all right, you know what? Now I got, fuck it, I'm really about to go.
Because the problems that I was facing does not change. Whether you love me or not, whether you want to be here for me or not, whether you're going to miss me or not, the problems that I was facing and the experiences that I went through, they cannot be erased. They do not change. And so, and also a lot of times when people are very frustrated with their loved ones going through depressive episodes or even suicidal episodes, it's a brain chemistry thing as well. People are not understanding the true physiological sickness of some of the mental illness or mental health issues that people are experiencing. I had hypothyroidism that was diagnosed at 2019, but I had it for much longer. I had a thyroid, they said, of a 64-year-old when I was 24 and 25. And a lot of the physiological symptoms of hypothyroidism is lack of sleep or oversleeping, right? Depression, right? All of these different things that look and feel like depression and also suicidal ideation. Part of it really was the chemical imbalance in my body and my vitamins being off as well. In addition, I am a Black woman. We are so prone to vitamin D deficiencies. Vitamin D deficiencies can also affect your mood, low mood, depressive symptoms, that sort of thing. That's why you have people in Alaska, right, who don't get a lot of sunlight. They also have like weather-induced or seasonal-induced depression. It's a very real thing. And so I want people to think about all of the different ways and the different things that could be affecting this individual and how they are feeling this low mood or the suicidal ideation. It literally may be a chemical imbalance or a physiological imbalance. Or again, it may be from some unworked through trauma. Either way, irregardless, you cannot center yourself and your loved ones' crises. That's not helpful. It's not helpful at all, and it's going to cost lives. So I really encourage people to do QPR training. And at least if you don't do the training, find ways to not center yourself and your loved ones' crises, because it's going to be all the better. And they're going to be feeling so much more open about the things that they're experiencing and coming to you to seek that help.
All right, real quick.
That my parents really stopped me from continuing on past further. I think as a psych nurse, I reflected on the experiences of my patients in inpatient hospital. And while I no longer work in that setting, my mom threatened to commit me. And I knew the system. I knew how it worked. I could most definitely easily weasel my way out of it because I knew the right things to say. One, that's the pro of being a psych nurse. But two, if they were able to see through the BS and they were going to commit me anyway, because she had evidence, she had the 2 nooses ready. And if they were going to commit me, I did not want that inpatient experience. And later on, after I got out of my depressive and suicidal episodes, after I went to treatment, all of those things, I thought about how being inpatient in a psychiatric facility deterred me from taking my own life. And why, as a psych nurse, is that so wrong? And so from that, that day, I dedicated myself. I said, I want community centered mental health. And I don't like institutionalized mental health. I think that there is a time and a place and a reason for short acute stays in psychiatric hospitals. But I do believe that the Western world has a lot further to push as far as restorative care and mental health justice. And if I am a psych nurse and I'm saying I do not want to be committed into an inpatient facility from sheerly the way that I've been treated, and that right there deterred me from taking my own life, there's something wrong there. There's something wrong with the system. And so that is why I'm continuing to dedicate my life through Holistic Hands, through the community partnerships that I have, through Helping Hands AI. So people do not have to necessarily go into an institutionalized mental health system if they don't want to. They can go and look at ketamine treatment and holistic therapies and white noise therapies and float therapies, art therapies, exercise therapies. There's so many other different options to medication and being institutionalized. Again, acute, really acute, and highly acute, dangerous psychiatric episodes should go to a facility with the professionals where they can be treated. But as for some other of these issues and mental health issues, I think that we can do a much better way other than institutionalizing people to address said mental health care.
Wow. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to.
Imagine stepping into a therapy session, feeling unsure and overwhelmed. But what if you can walk in with confidence and a clear mind? At the Eudaimonia Project, we bridge the gap between uncertainty and empowerment, providing tools and guidance to help individuals make the most of their journey. Inspired by the challenges many face when seeking mental health support, we set out to create a space where preparation meets progress. We understand that the first step into therapy, it can be daunting. That's why we offer essential prep work through workshops, support groups, and educational resources. Our services are designed to empower you. From interactive workshops and support groups to comprehensive resources, we ensure that you're ready for every step of your therapeutic journey. Join us at the Eudaimonia Project. Together, we can transform uncertainty into confidence and make a lasting impact on your mental health journey. Let's bridge the gap to a brighter future.
It's a time and a place for self-reflection, right? But the self-reflection and what we would call in psych protective factors, which is your daughter, your job, your family, the things that you enjoy, all of that stuff, right? There is a time and a place to bring those things up and be reflective and say, okay, let's start looking at all of the things that you have to look forward to. What do you still enjoy? What are some goals? What are some dreams that you have, right? But in that really immediate time of crises or in that span of months or however long where they're not receptive, the person is not receptive to being able to be effectively reflective, self-reflective, all it really is doing is more harm than good. And so that is why going to a clinician, a therapist, even a holistic practitioner, right? And getting guidance on when the appropriate time is to start intervening and doing the self-reflection, doing the cognitive behavioral therapy or cognitive behavioral restructuring, looking at the protective factors, and start building your resiliency list or the making goals and doing all that sort of work. It's really important to find a specialist to do that. And that specialist knowing when the right time is to start bringing these things up.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say the way that, and I would say like medical care and the medical system and our medical upkeep, right? Preventative care is not popular, but the way that you would get a checkup for your teeth, an annual checkup or a visit for your primary care, you need to do, I would say, times 10 for your mental health. You should have, if it's not a counselor, but you should have some type of therapist or some type of group or a therapy that you are going to at least monthly, whether it be art therapy, whether it be music therapy, whether it be talk therapy, right? Especially for parents, because this is a because this is a special about parents and kids and minors, you should be going to group therapy most definitely. I think being able to have somebody facilitate these conversations that you might not be able to talk about around the table, and having a therapeutic, non bipartisan mind in the middle of some of the situations going on in your household would be really, really helpful. And you now modeling the process in front of your kids, saying, hey, mom and dad care about their mental health. Mom and dad care about the dynamic that we have with each other. Mom and dad care about, or whatever parent care about the dynamic that I have with you. And we have brought this specialist in that's going to help guide us through life, loss, all of these different things, and appropriately deal with our mental health as a family and as an individual. I think it's really, really important for parents to do that. And being somebody that has come from the Black community, I know there are a lot of communities like mine out there that it has been very taboo for people to model that. One, because that system has not created space for them, an opportunity to reach out and say, hey, my mental health is suffering. But now we are on a new day and a new dawn and a new age and a new time. And so I want to encourage everybody that no matter your, let's say, medium, right? You might be very much artistically inclined and you might not want to do talk therapy. That's totally fine. Take your child with you to art therapy. They have art therapy just for children or children and parents. It doesn't matter. Whatever your type of therapy or mental health intervention is, you need to model that in front of your child, and you need to do that for yourself. Because I know people say it a lot, it's cliche, but you're not as good for other people if you can't invest in yourself and invest in your mental health first.
Okay.
Imagine stepping into a therapy session, feeling unsure and overwhelmed. But what if you can walk in with confidence and a clear mind? At the Eudaimonia Project, we bridge the gap between uncertainty and empowerment, providing tools and guidance to help individuals make the most of their journey. Inspired by the challenges many face when seeking mental health support, we set out to create a space where preparation meets progress. We understand that the first step into therapy, it can be daunting. That's why we offer essential prep work through workshops, support groups, and educational resources. Our services are designed to empower you. From interactive workshops and support groups to comprehensive resources, we ensure that you're ready for every step of your therapeutic journey. Join us at the Eudaimonia Project. Together, we can transform uncertainty into confidence and make a lasting impact on your mental health journey. Let's bridge the gap to a brighter future.
People to understand that those that are in situations such as suicidal ideation or thinking about taking their life, I want you to take what I'm saying with the utmost amount of love and respect. But to the loved ones or the ones that are concerned about the person, you have to take yourself away from it. You cannot center yourself in your loved ones or your family members' pain. Phrases like, but I love you. I think you're great. Why would you do this to me? This is very selfish. Centering yourself at your loved one's pain is doing it in detriment to your loved one's expense. And so while I know you mean well by expressing how much you love and you care for them, it comes across quite self-centered and a selfish act sometimes. Not all the times, but sometimes when there is a person in immediate crisis and you pivot to the reason why you want them to live or you want them to not harm yourself solely being about you. You have to come up with ways just to sit and listen as to what the problem is. and not think reactively as to how can I convince them to stay here with me? Because at the end of the day, it's not solely about you, right? It's about the things that they are going through. It's usually a whole culmination of things that are happening in their life. And you might be one of the problems, but irregardless, it's not just about you and your experience with this person who is going through something that is valid and very scary to you, but you have to take yourself out of it and you have to center that person as well.
This holistic hand series on crisis intervention and suicide prevention was brought to you by the Eudaimonia Project. Recipients of the Changemaker Challenge grant from the Community Foundation of Howard County, Horizon Foundation, United Way of Central Maryland, the Women's Giving Circle, and viewers like you. The Eudaimonia Project is honored to be a 2024 Changemaker Challenge winner in Howard County.
Imagine stepping into a therapy session, feeling unsure and overwhelmed. But what if you can walk in with confidence and a clear mind? At the Eudaimonia Project, we bridge the gap between uncertainty and empowerment, providing tools and guidance to help individuals make the most of their journey. Inspired by the challenges many face when seeking mental health support, we set out to create a space where preparation meets progress. We understand that the first step into therapy, it can be daunting. That's why we offer essential prep work through workshops, support groups, and educational resources. Our services are designed to empower you. From interactive workshops and support groups to comprehensive resources, we ensure that you're ready for every step of your therapeutic journey. Join us at the Eudaimonia Project. Together, we can transform uncertainty into confidence and make a lasting impact on your mental health journey. Let's bridge the gap to a brighter future.
Our creatures happened. And we can get into all the different theories, talking about the social cognitive learning theory, right? Those sorts of theories. But in the simplest terms, the human beings that you are raising, and even people just in regular life, they are looking to survive, and they are watching other human beings that have what they want, what they have, be it school or funds or whatever that they think that they need. They are watching other people. And that's being said, whatever you model in front of your child is what they are going to pick up, good and the bad and the gray area. And so modeling that you are prioritizing your mental health, that mental health is important, just like people prioritize religion and getting up and going to work and going to school, we can prioritize taking care of our mental health and our physical health as well. And so that is why it's really important for your child or others around you to see that you are doing what you say that you believe in and that you are doing, because in the long run, they are going to pick up on it. And it's going to be ingrained in them just by them observing.
This holistic hand series on crisis intervention and suicide prevention was brought to you by the Eudaimonia Project. Recipients of the Changemaker Challenge grant from the Community Foundation of Howard County, Horizon Foundation, United Way of Central Maryland, the Women's Giving Circle, and viewers like you. The Eudaimonia Project is honored to be a 2024 Changemaker Challenge winner in Howard County.